Hey guys, welcome to the shrimp corner. So, it's been a minute since we've made a upload. I want to show you guys some calico babies. I've been posting about these guys on my Instagram. If you don't follow, link will be in the description of this video. So as you can see, there's heaps of little baby calicos. These were bred approximately 2 weeks ago, maybe 2.5. They're going really well. They're currently at about 1.5 centimeters. Some are pushing a bit more, some a little less, but all of them have been very healthy. No deaths so far. I've got a rough estimate, because there were so many, is I want to say 150, possibly more, but definitely at least 150. I got up to about 150 before I stopped counting. So there's a lot of little babies everywhere. As you guys can see, they are eating some snow. There's also some mulberry leaf right there. These are dried mulberry leaves, which are really great. I keep them, I store them and just chuck a bunch in, and then they basically will float at the surface and then sort of drop down, and then they will become really soft in the water, and then the babies have this awesome food source that lasts quite a long time. There's also some driftwood in here. There's the cave. The dad is in there currently with some new babies. So if you guys can see right there, he's going to wriggle away from me, but that's a new little wriggler. So this is about, I want to say 5 days old. So that's just absorbed the egg sac and come out of the cave. They're just starting to come out now. He kind of comes out and then goes back in, and he's taking care of them. So you'll have, yeah, the newborns and then the 2.5-week-old babies. I was going to not keep this second clutch, but just because I have so many at the moment. But this clutch that he's got in there was significantly smaller. This was the first batch, which was, like I said, about 150. The clutch that he's got in there, I want to say, is around between 30 to 50 babies. So I decided to keep them because it wasn't that many more. And these guys are going to basically be ready to sell soon. In fact, I actually do sell them at this size if it's somewhere that you can keep them safe, obviously. So if it's somebody who's experienced, who has a breeder box, who probably lives locally, who maybe wants them to just, you know, go in with some shrimp, or even just to start up a tank and help out with that, or even in a planted nano just to help out with algae control. These are perfectly fine and healthy. Obviously they're a bit more fragile at this size, so it's not mass market at the moment, but like I said, if someone's local and they want a few, that's not a problem. But I'll be properly advertising them probably in about 2 weeks from now, and then the little ones, the newborns, will take probably about a month or so, depending how fast I feed them up. And if you guys see the basic setup of this grow out tank that I've got for them, like I said, I've got mulberry. You can see I've got various types of wood. So there's regular driftwood, there's some cholla wood back there, which is awesome because, as you can see, cholla wood has these beautiful like little divots and crevices that they can go in between and munch from the inside, where it's nice and soft, and then all around the top, as you can see right there. They just like to clean everything, eat the biofilm, which is really awesome. There's also a bunch of them on the sponge filter. So little microorganisms will collect mainly on this sponge filter, which is also fantastic source of food for new fry and new babies. But you guys can see pretty much I scatter specifically, especially the leaves, like they break down quite quickly. As you can see, they're all, there's lots of gaps there. There's a few snails as well, but you can see these leaves break down quite quickly and they become really soft, and they're just fantastic food for the babies. They absolutely love it, and you can see them breaking it down really quick. So this might look like a lot of food, and it's scattered everywhere, and I do this on purpose because, like I said, when you've got 150 little babies, they want to be fed multiple times a day. All they do is eat at this size, and I want to grow them up really fast because I breed for profit. So yeah, I basically have everything I can have. So I like to keep, like I said, the sponge filter because there's lots of microorganisms up here. I have the mulberry leaves. Sometimes I'll do like zucchini and cucumber and other stuff like that. The driftwood, which is great because, again, you want some surfaces where biofilm is just going to build up. But they'll graze even on the gravel. Like everything is basically there. There's some mulm built up at the back just there, and you can see like this area is kept fairly clean. So I keep the front very clean because I feed a lot in these corners usually. So usually in that corner, sometimes just right here in the middle, and then sometimes over here. And I like to scatter it out on purpose. Some people will just feed in one area, they'll have a feeding dish to avoid mess, and that's totally understandable because these guys are very messy. It does require a lot of water changes. At least I prefer to do a lot of water changes. I don't like too much buildup of mom. Some people don't mind it. I don't like it. I prefer everything nice, clear, clean. So I'm doing basically water changes about 50% every other day pretty much, depending how dirty it gets. And I like to scatter the food, like I said. I like varieties of food and I like it scattered all around, so that way all the babies are pretty much at the same growth rate. And if you have a look, they're all pretty much at the same size. Some are very, very slightly smaller than others, but they're all growing really healthy. And this is the best way for you to do that when you have a large clutch, or just generally a clutch of babies. You're always going to have some that might push the others out of the way and be more aggressive. So you definitely want to make sure, in my opinion, that you have plenty of food to go around all the time. This specifically, mulberry, snow food again, these are great feeders because they'll break down. Almond leaves are also very good. The driftwood, these are things that they can constantly always have as a food source because this takes so long to really break down, and especially with the snow and such, even when they do break down, they'll still have a biofilm that'll build around, and they just keep, it's really almost an endless supply of food. So you know, you can get away with feeding something like this and then not having to feed multiple times a day. So that's a really great feeder. I also feed this when they are very new, which is called Vital Greens. This is really awesome. I really like this. It's a powdered food. It's got lots of good nutrients in here. You can see spirulina, spinach, etc. That's a really great food because it's a powder, like I said, and it's extremely fine. And what I'll do with that is when I've got new fry, which I have coming out today, so in a few days when this clears up a bit more, I'll probably do a vac. I'll have it nice, crystal clean, and then I'll do the next round of food for the new babies, which will be the Vital Greens powder, and that'll just float on the surface and then slowly sink down. It'll be all these little tiny particles that'll completely cover this substrate, which is fantastic because then they can just surf and just cruise and vacuum as they go basically. And then I'll probably put some nice zucchini and something a bit bigger for the bigger ones. So I just wanted to show you guys this and give you a quick little upload, mainly because I haven't uploaded in a while, and also just because I want you guys to see, if you're interested in breeding bristlenose, Calicos generally, this is something that you could do. I don't know if you guys can see, but this is a 2-foot tank. This is just a grow out. Again, this is, and I'm also separating the male just to make sure that there's not too many babies. So his breeding usually is every 3 weeks. With the new female that I've put him with, he's doing every 2 weeks, which is very quick. And you can imagine if you're getting 150 plus fry, you know, that's a lot of babies. And also, depending where you are, if you're trying to sell for profit, depending where you are, the market might not be as good. It might be great. You might have a hard time selling. So these are things you need to keep in mind because, you know, you might think, okay, well, this is fine, and then I'm going to sell them before they get big. But what happens if you don't? What happens if, you know, you can imagine right now, I'm doing daily water changes, and you can see that's just a few days of buildup of mom. There's quite a lot of it there. And if I didn't do the front area every other day, it would all be like this, which is quite dirty. And then you can imagine, like I said, having, you know, 2 weeks later, having another 150, potentially 200, etc. in just a 2-foot tank. So if you're trying to breed a small amount like I do, I think this suffices. But again, even at 3 centimeters, which is a standard size that most people sell at, having 150 in here is still going to be quite crowded, plus whatever else. Like I said, I'm selling the little babies anyway, so I do things a little bit differently, and I've got, you know, places locally and whatnot, so it's a bit different where I live, but everybody has different circumstances. It's just something to keep in mind if you want to do this project or take it on. It can be a lot of work. So yeah, if this is a project that you guys are thinking of taking on, there's a few things obviously that are to be taken into consideration. But I just wanted to make this quick little upload and show you guys in case anybody was thinking of doing this and breeding, like I said. And there's a male, by the way, he's just come out, and he's beautiful. He's got a very interesting pattern. It's almost like orange and then patches of this dark brown. My lighting is not doing him justice, but I can't wait to see if the babies look exactly like him. The female is almost all orange, so she looks really, really cool. Well, she is actually all orange, but these guys are just looking great. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let me know what setup you have. Do you have a 3-foot tank for grow out? Do you guys have a 4-foot tank for grow outs? Do you take the eggs out away from the male and separate the male and female? Do you just bring the male with the cave and leave them to just hatch out like this? I normally take the eggs out, like I said. But yeah, they're definitely interested in different methods from different people. There's one of the new babies. Let's see that again. Look how small it is. It's about 1 centimeter right there. Just over 1 centimeter. So really cool. Can't wait to see all of them come out. They should be out in a few days. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll keep you guys updated as these little babies grow. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. See you later.